So Lorraine, thank you very much for sitting down with me.
Hi, Mike.
So you recently wrote an article about mentoring. Tell me a little bit about that.
We're developing a coaching series, and so I wanted to first look to see where all the info was. Of course, I have my own personal experience around coaching, but I also wanted to find out more about top levels of leadership, about middle managers and how they feel about coaching. And of course, the line level folks, they're more than willing a lot of times for the coaching so that they can do better and advance their careers. So I thought the topic was very conducive to the times of today.
So you used the word mentor as an acronym in the article.
I did, to develop some of the wonderful topics around, or categories around, mentoring and coaching.
So could you go through the word mentor and what each letter stands for, and either what's important about that or how you came to choosing that word for a specific reason for me?
Yes. Well, I figured mentor is a great place to start. It only has 6 letters. So I figured, okay, what kind of words can I come up with, representing the word mentor? So I thought, okay, so I went through a series of different words, and I just did a lot of thesaurus work and stuff like that. But I decided, think of the word mentor and what it represents. So the first letter, M, represents manage, because there's so much management, and it's almost like you have a lot of organizing to do and stuff like that. I mean, it isn't easy mentoring folks, so you have to kind of manage what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, so there's a lot of that involved. Also, managing relationships with the people that you're mentoring is extremely important, and so I thought the word manage was a good first, word to use, and of course, it starts with the letter M, so that worked out perfect. The second letter, E, I decided that engagement was probably the best word for that one, because there's an awful lot of things that we need to engage in. We absolutely have to be there for the other person. And if we're not acting like we're engaged into their future or whatever it is that we're trying to help them with, then obviously they're not going to want our help, and they're not going to have a lot of trust in what we're doing. So as a mentor, I just feel like being engaged is very important. The next one is N, and that represents negotiation, because there's always this back and forth. Well, what about this? And what about that? And basically, I just mean the win-win version of negotiation. No one loses. At least unless the other person wants to lose, obviously. That can happen, and it has. However, people who are serious about being mentored, they understand that word, negotiation, and as a mentor, I need to help people to understand that negotiating is also part of life, and we probably negotiate a million things every day that we don't even realize. It's going on in our heads, but it's just so natural that we just do it. But it's good to realize, a lot about negotiation, because it is something that happens every single day. And I needed another crunchy word in there. So negotiation kind of resonates with a lot of people when it comes to many different things, and I thought it would fit. The next letter is T, and that stands for talent, because each and every one of us has talent. And, when you're mentoring others, you're mentoring them exactly for that. Let's bring out the talent in you. Like, for instance, Mike, if I were to mentor you, I would ask you a series of questions like, okay, what makes you extremely happy when you do it? What are the things that you could actually work at that it wouldn't feel like work? And so that's how I would approach your talent. Like I would ask you, what is it do you like? And I already know that you're really good with communications and things like that, and I'm really glad that you went there, because you're very good at it. So talent is very important, and sometimes we see things in others that people don't see in themselves, and so it's up to us as coaches and mentors to help people to bring that out because it's so rewarding, to the mentor, the person, who is mentoring others. It's very, very rewarding to see that you've asked the right questions so that they can figure out what they want to do in their lives. So that was T for talent. Okay, so the next one is O, and I think that O, I had all these different words and everything, but opportunity came to mind because it's all about what's out there that I could be doing. And as a mentor, I need to ask a lot of opportunistic questions for people so that they can look at other ways or other avenues, other roads to take, stuff like that, that they are maybe not seeing, and that I have to sort of be listening carefully so that I can catch the nuances of what people are talking about. So based on that, I try to seize opportunities within the conversation that I can seize upon to ask more questions. But opportunities are out there, and I think very important for people to realize, especially when you're mentoring others. And then, of course, the last letter, and my favorite letter, is R for relate, because it's all about putting yourself in the other person's shoes so that you can first understand where they're coming from. Because if you don't understand where they're coming from, you're not going to have a lot of success in managing, engaging, negotiating, finding that talent, seizing those opportunities. So relating, being empathic, even sympathizing helps a little bit. But when we relate to people's concerns, then you can move on. So as soon as you validate or relate to that other person, now it's all over. We're on an even playing field, so to speak, and we can move on to whatever's next in the mentorship that's going on, or into the mentoring that's going on.
What would you say the value of a mentor-mentee relationship is versus somebody who doesn't have or who is not in one of those relationships? Is there a big difference? Do you find that people with a mentor are often more productive or something similar in a positive way in the workplace?
Most definitely. As a matter of fact, you said it for me. I love it. So really, I think the most valuable thing about mentoring is the results. When you see people actually succeed and, get that job they wanted, or, have that relationship that works so well, and things like that, then it really makes me feel like I did my job, makes me feel great, because it's all about that other person and his or her success.
So you guys have, as you mentioned earlier, developed a workshop series based off of this information and other information that you guys have been collecting over the years.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about the series and what you guys are doing there.
Well, we actually just started on May 17th, 2013, the first of 8 days of a coaching leadership certification program. And that means 8 days of really hands-on, practical experience, practicing with each other. I'm part of it because, we just designed the program, and it's a pilot program, and I want to be just as into it as all the other participants, and we have a great bunch of folks that are joining us right now. And so I'm having a lot of fun after the first day. It's really a certification program. At the end of the 8 days, you'll be out there and you will know just about everything there is to know about coaching. And probably stuff you didn't want to know either, but it's all about having fun and just not taking yourself so seriously. But we are having fun in this series with lots of practical application to practice on.
Well, Lorraine, thank you so much for sitting down with me and going through the mentoring articles that you've been writing.
Thank you, Michael. You can go to PriorityLearningResearch.com and you will find everything you need to know about the coaching series. However, you can just email us, Lorraine at PriorityLearning.com, and you can find out anything you want through that medium as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.